I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network, the now former senior producer who worked on the Tucker Carlson and Maria Bartiromo show at Fox. Abby Grossberg has just filed an amended complaint in federal court in New York and in state court in Delaware with bombshell allegations. She also amended her complaint to file allegations of retaliation after she was terminated following her filing of a lawsuit that we previously reported here at the MeidasTouch network, where she had alleged a vile, discriminatory, and harassing work environment at Fox. She said when she would walk into the studios at Tucker Carlson, the offices would be filled, for example, with photographs of Nancy Pelosi in bathing suits. She was constantly asked who the female hosts were engaged in sexual intercourse with, and other very uncomfortable and disgusting things that she talks about in this lawsuit. But in the new amended complaint that she filed, there's more bombshell allegations, including the fact that Abby Grossberg has attached an errata sheet to the Delaware amended complaint that she filed. And the errata sheet, errata is E-R-R-A-T-A. It's an errata to her deposition that she gave as a key witness in Dominion's billion-dollar defamation lawsuit against Fox. And in the amended complaint, Abby Grossberg explains that she was intimidated and coerced by Fox to lie about critical facts in order to protect Fox, which ultimately would harm her own reputation. She basically said Fox's lawyers tried to throw her under the bus at her deposition. She also says that she tried to review the deposition transcript after to make corrections, but that after asking over 6 times, Fox's lawyers wouldn't even show her her deposition transcript. And some of the key things that she says that Fox lawyers made her do is to say she didn't recall things when she could recall things, and she says she didn't realize that that could be viewed as perjury, and she was following the advice of Fox's lawyers. She also claims that she was told to lie about things, for example, like when Rudy Giuliani went on the programs in November of 2020, and they were pre-recorded interviews where Fox could have edited out his lies that he would continue to spread. She claims that she was told to say by Fox's lawyers that that was live to tape and that she ultimately couldn't edit it out, which is not true. And so here is what she states in her lawsuit. She says in the amended complaint, she goes, based on what I understood and took away from the deposition preparation sessions I had with Fox's legal team, which were coercive and intimidating, I felt that I had to do everything possible to avoid becoming the star witness for Dominion, or else I would be seriously jeopardizing my career at Fox and would be subject to worse terms and conditions of employment than male employees as I understood it. She also explained in the amended New York complaint, she says about the Fox attorneys that they would repeatedly say to her, who really cares if you can't recall anything, thereby fraudulently inducing her to deny facts that she knew to exist. She says the attorneys also intimated that she should not reveal how she was unable to read and react to all the email warnings Dominions had sent to Fox News because of inadequate staffing and lack of resources. She says she was instead supposed to indicate that, quote, nothing fell through the cracks at Fox. That comes from the NBC report as well. What she also says in her filings regarding her original deposition, she says, quote, I did not understand at the time, as I had not been made aware by Fox, that the statement I don't recall is potentially perjurious. I also understood and took away from my deposition preparation sessions with Fox's legal team that I needed to keep my answers artificially general, and if it got to any questions about details, try to dodge the questions by saying I don't recall. And then she also describes this situation that I mentioned at the outset, where there'd be these interviews with people like Giuliani that were pre-recorded, and she was told to say in the depositions that it was live to tape and that the lies couldn't be edited out when they could be edited out. We go to page 49 of her amended complaint, and the title is "Fox News' Legal Team Intentionally and Maliciously Continues to Perpetrate the Fraud that Ms. Grossberg's testimony was freely given, accurate, and legally complete. Therefore, no errata should be allowed." And she's saying you should allow this errata because I was coerced. And before I read for you these allegations, I want you just to think for a second about what a bombshell filing this is, both for Abby Grossberg's own case. And again, she's filing this amended complaint because in the previous lawsuit she filed, she was on administrative leave, forced admin leave. And now after she filed the lawsuit, she was terminated by Fox. So there's now a new cause of action for retaliation because she was terminated. And so that's one of the main reasons that she's filing this new lawsuit. So a big development in her case, but also what a big development in Dominion's billion-dollar lawsuit against Fox, that they now have a key witness who's saying that she lied during a deposition because Fox lawyers told her to lie in order to protect against Dominion's allegations. Think about how massive that is for the Dominion case, which is seeking billions of dollars against Fox. So you go to paragraph 2012, and it says, "The foregoing actions, conduct, events, facts, and circumstances render it abundantly clear that for nefarious purposes, the Fox attorneys pretended to be, but certainly did not act as Ms. Grossberg's attorneys during her deposition preparation and testimony. As a result, Ms. Grossberg may A, waive her jointly held attorney-client privilege and submit whatever evidence she wishes of the Fox News attorney's wrongdoing, and B, pierce the shattered shield of the exclusive attorney-client privilege Fox wishes to erroneously assert, notwithstanding the operative crime, fraud, and misconduct exception that is well established under the law." So one of the things Fox is trying to say is our attorney-client privilege with our lawyers makes it so, Grossberg, you need to be quiet. You need to shut up. You need to be silent because you have to abide by our attorney-client privilege, and we hired those lawyers for you. And she's saying, why? You're committing crime and fraud and all of this misconduct, and you can't silence me. You hired these attorneys for the purpose, not of representing my interests, but in hurting my interests. So I should be able to speak freely about the situation. And just to remind you what these overall allegations are about here, I'll just read from paragraph 3 of the complaint, where she says, ultimately, by August of 2022, Ms. Grossberg can no longer tolerate the toxic atmosphere victimizing women and sought a fresh start by accepting a position with Tucker Carlson after working on the Maria Bartiromo show, who was the veritable face of Fox. To her dismay, Ms. Grossberg went from the proverbial frying pan into the fire. As head of booking on the Tucker show, Ms. Grossberg continued to endure a work environment that subjugated women based on vile sexist stereotypes, typecasted religious minorities, and belittled their traditions, and demonstrated little to no regard for those suffering from mental illness. Tucker and its eponymous host are no strangers to controversy, deemed by some as the most racist show in the history of cable news. Mr. Carlson's derogatory comments towards women and his disdain for those who dare to object to such misogyny is well known on the set of TCT, which stands for Tucker Carlson Tonight. And so, folks, this is a major filing. This is devastating for Fox, that you have a key witness who used to work at Fox now completely turning against Fox and in support of the Dominion case. Here's what Fox says about trying to silence Abby Grossberg. They say, quote, like most organizations, Fox News Media's attorneys engage in privileged communications with our employees as necessary to provide legal advice. Last week, our attorneys advised Ms. Grossberg that while she was free to file whatever legal claim she wished, she was in possession of our privileged information and was not authorized to disclose it publicly. We were clear that if she violated our instructions, Fox would take appropriate action, including termination. Ms. Grossberg ignored these communications and chose to file her complaint without taking any steps to protect those portions containing Fox privileged information. We will continue to vigorously defend Fox against Ms. Grossberg's unmeritorious legal claims, which are riddled with false allegations against Fox and our employees. So undoubtedly, Grossberg's going to be one of the key witnesses to testify at the Dominion trial in Delaware. The jury's going to hear what she says Fox did to her. She's going to testify there about Fox lawyers trying to intimidate her. That's likely going to be allowed. So what a massive amended complaint that was filed by Abby Grossberg, shedding new light into the Fox strategy of, as she alleges, to coerce witnesses not to tell the full truth. That's according to her allegations there, of course. But we will keep you posted here on the MeidasTouch Network about the further developments in this truly important case for a variety of reasons. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Please hit subscribe. We just passed 1 million subscribers. Let's head to 2 million subscribers together. Thank you all for your support getting us past 1 million subscribers. Also, check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Subscribe there, become a member there. And wherever you get your podcast, just search MeidasTouch Podcast and download the MeidasTouch Podcast audio podcast. Just hit subscribe. It's free. All right, hit subscribe on our YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, this is Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network, and I'm out.
Our blue wall stopped the red wave and election deniers got denied election. That's why we're celebrating with the new Democracy Prevails team. We've got lots of work to do, but we should all be proud that when democracy was tested, democracy prevailed. You've earned this. Don't wait. Get yours right now at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.